searching for signs, lost in the sand, whispers of fate, echoes of dreams.
Good morning, Angelina. Good morning, Maureen. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the My Tarot Morning Reflection, our daily inventory and chance to check in with the universe. So, I hope everybody had that amazing day yesterday. So here's our chance again to check in with the universe. I thought, I was looking around, what cards do I want to use? And so the Crow Tarot, I've used it a few times, but this is one of those ones where I'll be sitting there with somebody and I'll ask them, how do you feel about crows? Now I'm to the point where I'm interested in hearing what people say. Good morning, George. So it's kind of interesting because crows people seem to have an affinity for crows. It's one of the few decks or the few questions I can ask where it's almost like an emphatic people light up, So it's interesting, and crows are supposed to be messengers, but it's just interesting, being able to ask people particular questions and seeing what people's reactions are. It's I love the interaction of doing this with people, reading live for people, but seeing people's reactions and over the years of just asking simple questions. Oh, you read tarot, what's your favorite deck? I will always ask that. If I'm reading for somebody and I feel I feel the need, I'll ask them, how do you feel about crows? Things like that. And it's led to some really interesting conversations. But we are here to check in with the universe today. Maybe that's what the purpose of today is. Maybe we all need to just find just a simple, interesting question and just ask somebody. Because I do. I have my set of questions that start a conversation. If I have you read tarot before? Yeah. What's your favorite deck? I'm going to be there for an hour. What's your feelings about crow? Why? Well, I actually have a tarot deck that is based on crows. I think I might use that. Oh, I love crows. I guess I just like talking to people. As much as I like to say I'm an isolator also, which I am. So, but we are checking in with the universe. We're listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. Which reminds us to take that breath. All right, I feel my light switch now. And then feet flat on the floor, butt doing the kitty dance. Shoulders relaxed, neck relaxed. There we go. Shifting into that different mode that says, what does the universe have for us today? Do we have any angers or resentments or anything like that where if we can see it in the tarot in the morning, maybe if somebody would say something that would normally trigger us, maybe we can say, you know what, we talked about that with the tarot this morning. The Otherkin Tarot. No, but I'm going to look that up. So, let's check in with the universe. Let's see what the universe has for us. So, again, taking that extra breath. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to do our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. Each one's a different thought or idea. And if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one's a different path because this stack will lead down one path. This conversation's a totally different path. And this conversation will lead us in a totally different direction. So today, let's take... I'm not sure which one today. Let's take the bottom stack, or what I like to think of as things underneath that might be influencing us and we don't even realize it. And remember, there's no coincidences and everything's an omen. I'm not sure why I was hesitating there today. But I'm always trying to learn how to use my instinct. It's all part of stopping and thinking before acting. It's like, what does my instincts tell me? It's that high priestess that we're trying to get in contact with. And it's being conscious of that. So, turning each card over one at a time like we're reading the pages of a book. And we have the Page of Swords. Look at that. So pages. Court cards can be us, somebody else, or just part of a situation. And a page is when somebody is open to learning. A page wants to learn to be a knight. A knight wants to learn to be a king. So when we have the Page of Swords, swords are our what? Swords are the element of air. So they are our thoughts, their ideas, sometimes our anxieties. So this is being open to learning new things. But this is about also flying into the next card here. Because sometimes keep in mind that as you see this card right here, sometimes it's getting an idea and running away with it. And that's why when you see keywords in a book, it tells you certain things, but it doesn't tell you what the next card's going to be. So generally, this is about being open to new ideas, learning something new. But again, what if he's flying into something that's like, oh, we're running with the wrong idea. But, we are running into the Two of Cups. So, swords is when we are starting to learn how to be clear-sighted. The page is wanting to be clear-sighted, wanting to learn, wanting to be open with his thoughts, ideas. Maybe even a page is even willing to change their mind. And so as we fly from 1 to 2, it's about that growth, because now we fly into the cups. And cups are our element of water, so that makes them our spirituality, our emotions, our feelings. And so this is about being open to new sensations, to new feelings, to sharing with somebody else. That kind of that revelation that says, that goes from being a king where we know everything to learning something, to realizing, to have a spark of awareness about others around us, someone in our life, people around us as we move into the Two of Cups, to the Knight of Cups. So today it's about, we like our ego. I love my ego. Me and my ego, we're friends. I like to think that I'm right every single time. As a matter of fact, I will even tell you, regardless of the circumstances, of course I'm right when I'm in the middle of it. But when we step away sometimes, we get out of a situation, or we sit down and we just think about it. When we're open, think of it like this. If we're the page, then we might be willing to look up and see a sword flying in the air, a new thought, a new idea. Maybe we're not so right all the time. Maybe we're not seeing things clearly. And when we are able to say something like that, then this crow is now able to drop something new into our lives. That all of a sudden it's like, oh, maybe I was not so right in the past. Maybe I don't need to be the King of Swords in every situation. Maybe I can put my ego aside, put my need to know everything, my need to know everything. And maybe I need to open myself up. And when I do that, then we become the Knight. And the Knight of Cups, again, cups are our spirituality, emotions, and feelings. And now we are able to actually move forward in a new direction because we have opened ourselves up. So today, This is about changing our minds, to be willing to change our minds, to move our hearts in a different direction. And here's the advice card. Look at this. It's the strength card. Look at that. This crow is so confident in itself. This crow knows, it's wise. And this lion is not about to eat this crow. This lion is aware, because the crow just exudes that strength that says, I am of service. I am something that is bigger than the both of us. And that's when we tap into our spirituality. That's when we tap into those higher selves that are bigger than the both of us. So today, what is it that we've been locked into? What kind of a loop have we been locked into? What ideas helped us to get where we are today, but that maybe it's time to let go of? What is it that we find we're in opposition of? Have you ever heard the old saying, if more than one person tells you something about yourself, boy, you're angry. If more than one person just randomly says something, then maybe we should really take note. So it's one of those things about taking notes. When we get angry, it's because we're right or we're feeling hurt. But instead of it hurting our ego, we change how we think. We're open to new thoughts and new ideas. Then we're ready to share that with other people. And we're on our way to a new spiritual direction. And that's what this is. What ideas do we need to change to find a new spiritual direction? And then having the strength to do that. And strength also says to the ability to admit, I was wrong. In a relationship, you can say, I am wrong, or the ability to say, well, maybe that just was not the right direction. So today, think about those things that we locked ourselves into. Could be an argument that we felt we were always right. Well, I guess the old saying, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Being willing to look at things a different way so that we can then move on to the Two of Cups. And then we're going to learn from that. And we're going to take that to become the Knight of Cups. With that, I hope everybody has that amazing, amazing day. Making sure this isn't, yes. Amazing, amazing day. Remember to take that breath and go look for that new idea. Look up and see if there's a crow carrying a sword. It's like, oh, maybe I'm not as right as I always think I am. So with that, have that amazing day, and thank you again, and take care, everybody. Goodbye.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand, whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, stars in the sky, the stories we found in the shadows, searching for signs. Take a chance, lost in the sand, whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, stars in the sky, the stories we found in the shadows, searching for signs. Take a chance, lost in the sand, whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, stars in the sky. Searching for signs, lost in the sand.